We're a big party chainsaw, go to drinking beer. A couple of dozen games of darts, 3 or 4 times a year. Sort me nuts and bolts, sharpen up my knife. Escape from the youngsters, the TV and the wife. In me shed, me lovely little shed. Might as well get a Chesterfield, a toilet and a bed. It's the only...
How's it going, guys? Thanks for clicking on my video as always. I appreciate that support. Back down here in the shed with another ATV, UTV essential gear video. So if you're new to my channel or this is the first video you've seen in this series, this is going to be a part 2. Part 1 was on first aid. I'm going to put a video link down in the description if you guys want to go down. Check that out maybe after this video. I think I put together a pretty good all-around first aid kit for someone like myself that only has, you know, basic first aid training. But anyways, in this video we're going to take a look at the tools I bring with me on the trail. And this could be to repair the bike, to help you fix somebody else's bike or ATV, whatever. Has a little bit of everything in it, and I'm going to throw my tire repair kit in there with it as well. So stay tuned, and we'll take a look at it. Alright, so like I was saying in the part 1 of the ATV UTV essential gear list, I went over the first aid kit, and like I said, that video will be down in the description, so you're going to want to take a look at it. First aid's pretty important. So yeah, basically like last time, I'm going to get it all laid out here on my front rack of the Grizzly on a piece of wood just so you guys can see it better, and we'll take a look at everything I carry. Alright, so we got everything laid out here on the front, kind of just in a little bit of order. But this is the actual little toolkit that comes with the Grizzly. I think all ATVs and stuff come with a small toolkit with super basic stuff. It goes under the seat so it can get dirty and stuff, but put mine in a little Ziploc bag and wrapped everything in a rag. Sprayed some stuff with some rust check just to make sure it didn't get super corroded. But yeah, it's just basic stuff. You have like your low pressure, so it only goes up to 7 psi. So it has your tire gauge in it. You're going to want a tire gauge for sure. And it's got a couple little wrenches, a 14, a 17. It's got, you know, that one gets you your spark plug, a 10 mil. And you got a straight and a Phillips for screwdriver, and that all just slides into kind of like that. It's actually not bad quality too. It's nicer than my 2008 had. But so yeah, the tire pressure one is for sure. You're gonna want that. All right, so just starting here on the right and going kind of left. We already went over the small toolkit that came with the Grizzly, and would come with all other ATVs. We'll start with my tire repair kit. So I have this just a super cheap tire inflator. Plugs in with your cigarette lighter. 12-volt. Plug in there. I think most machines have that nowadays, but this one's a little bit big and bulky. There are some smaller, nicer ones. There's a real nice one that's made down in the US. Can't remember the name of it, but anyways, I think this is about $9. I had another one like this, and I had it for over 10 years. It finally smashed apart, but yeah, tire inflator, that's definitely important to have. You're going to want to plug those tires. So I carry... this is 30 pieces, 7-inch long tire plugs, and then the two tools to put them in, obviously. If you just have just a strip of 5, honestly, it's better than nothing, but you should have a ton of these because sometimes you get big hole that it takes like 4 or 5 plugs. I've seen that before. And yeah, you can run through those plugs pretty quick, especially if they don't hold. You end up adding more. We've put in 7 plugs in one hole and held for the rest of the day. Yeah, a little plug kit like that, and then we'll go down here. I already have a whole separate video on this one. This is a just a power bank, and it has a thing so I can jump start the machine. So especially with fuel injected machines, you don't have any pull start or secondary start. So you're going to want to have something if your battery does die, you know, blasting music out there or what have you. You forget to say turn your heated grips off, or even your ignition isn't. If you have a weak battery dies, you're gonna want a way to charge it. And this thing here will charge your cell phone and stuff too. So we'll move on here more to the tools. Alright, so I'm just on limited space, so it's a little piled up, but this is just a ratchet. I actually found this ratchet out on the road. I stopped, jumped out and grabbed it. I need to get a little extension for it, but yeah, good little ratchet to have. And then an assortment of sockets. These aren't anything fancy. These are from Princess Auto, which I think is equivalent to like a Harbor Freight down in the States. And I made sure to get the sizes. These go from size 8 all the way up to, what's this one, 17 or something like that. Oh, this one's a 19. So you're going to want to make sure that you get one that you can take your like your lug nuts off with, in case you get a flat tire. You can take the tire right off, bring it to get repaired if you aren't able to plug it with your kit. So yeah, I need to get a little extension for this, and then I have a small, just a cheap set of wire stripper, crimper, cutter, all in one type thing. This is not expensive. I don't even remember where I got that from. I have a multi-bit screwdriver. So this has a ton of extra little bits all inside of it. You know, everything you need. The different little star bits, you know, Robinson, Phillips, straight again. And that's always good to have. I have this little tool that I used to have when I was a mountain biker, as like an assortment of Allen keys and screwdrivers on it too. You know, maybe if there's too small of an area to get in with the screwdriver, you use something like that. A pair of just needle nose pliers. These are always good to have for different things. A little pair of cutters. I use a lot of zip ties. I'm a big zip tie guy. Cutters are always good to have. These are just cheap as well. I don't have all my good tools obviously out here. I brought a bigger straight screwdriver. I use this more for prying or something like that. It's stronger than your multi-bit. But and I bring a little file with me. Files can be good for everything, but you know, if you need to sharpen your axe or your knife, not so much a knife, but it can work for a knife. It's good for that. This little tool, it's, don't really remember. I think I got it with a mountain bike tire repair kit, like change out your tube. Set of metric Allen keys. These are not expensive either. Then the most important thing you could probably bring on your trip is a set of vice grips. You want to get one that is kind of like in the medium size range. And funny story about vice grips. I just had to call my dad actually and get him to retell me it so I could tell it the right way. So yeah, sorry if you guys hear some yelling and screaming. The neighbor kids are out playing soccer in the road. It's the first beautiful day we had in a while, so spring's in the air here. But yeah, vice grips, super, super important to have. Maybe one of the most important things you guys could bring on your kit. These are great for everything. But so yeah, the funny story, my dad was working on his old Chev truck. He used to have a 70s Chev truck, you know, jacked up and everything, and he was by himself trying to put a bolt through and then tighten it up on the other side of his bed. So he went under and crept on with some vice grips because he's by himself, and it was just spinning on itself as he tried to tighten the nut down. Anyways, he got to the last one, was all happy, might have had a few pops, I don't know, it's for him to answer that one, but anyways, he forgot his vice grips under the truck, and they were under there, he thinks, for around 3 years, and finally he went under there to do, you know, some work on it or whatever, and he thought the whole time that someone stole his vice grips. So he was going on and on about he didn't know where his vice grips went. And sure enough, he went under there to do some maintenance, and there they were, still clipped on, all rusted to hell, but they're still there. So vice grips, these are super important. He still has those vice grips too. Yeah, that's my, not really my story, but it's a little vice grip story. And I just bought a cheap adjustable wrench, because as much as these are good for rounding bolts off, if you don't have the right size, these are great to have. So in this little container, this is kind of like a little everything pouch I have. Just a little rag there so it doesn't bounce around. But I have some hose clamps, a couple different size hose clamps. carabiner. There's some spikes for nails and stuff. A bunch of different size nuts, bolts, washers, screws, lock washers, wood screws with I picked all the same type of end on them. These are Robinson square bits. Americans, you guys, I know you guys like your Phillips, but Robinson is the best. They don't strip as much, but yeah, so I just use a number 2 Robinson, which is the red one. Electricians call it a different thing, so I still say number 2. But yeah, it's got a good assortment of a little bit of everything in there. Alright, so moving right along, I'll go with this. This is a little old school film case. You know, maybe some millennials or Gen Zs won't know what this is, but this is an old film case. I've had it forever. I seem to save all these little things, but this has some fuses and some sandpaper in it. You're going to want to get a few different fuses. Check your fuse box on your machine, see what's the most popular, you know. See if you use the minis or the full-size fuses. And a little bit of sandpaper is always good to have too, because if you get some corrosion, you can clean it up with the sandpaper. Something we actually use at work a lot is sandpaper for electrical connections. Then I have 2 types of electrical tape. Black's the best. Anybody that works with electrical tape will tell you that black is the best. If you get the different colors, I mean, it's fine. But in the cold weather, the black seems to doesn't break as much. Especially if you get like a good brand like 3M. 3M's really good. And I have a roll of Gorilla Tape here. Just some smaller size Gorilla Tape. I like to keep a hank of paracord with me. This is legit 550 paracord. I don't know, there's probably 10 or more feet there. I like to have, going with the electrical stuff, I have some dielectric grease. This stuff's great. Keeps water out of electrical connections. If you need to use it as like a lubricant for something, you can. And yeah, I love that stuff. A little Sharpie, I keep that with me just in case I need to write on anything. Assortment of zip ties, and as you guys can see, I like to put the rubber bands around it so it keeps everything together. I have some bungees. These bungees, these black ones, are actually ones I find on the road. They fall off of 18-wheelers all the time, but I usually keep a couple different size bungees, and some tie downs. These are ratchet strap tie downs, and I'm going to show you guys this too, actually. Alright, like I was saying, the ratchet straps, these are, everybody knows, right? You gotta have ratchet straps, these are the best. And I found the very best way to keep your ratchet straps together so that they're not all coming out in a giant knot. You guys see that a lot, and people, oh yeah, take the ratchet strap, you pull it out, and it looks like Clark Griswold on Christmas Vacation. With
You have to check every bulb. Whoops, got a little knot here. You work on that.
So yeah, what I like to do is basically I'll save these big rubber bands. We use them to keep the lobster claws closed. So yeah, basically I'll just take your ratchet strap, something like that. I just kind of roll it up on itself, and I found this to be the best way to keep your ratchet straps from not getting tangled up. Yeah, so once it's all nice and rolled up, just throw your elastic on there, your rubber band. I know some guys have them Ranger bands. But yeah, something like that. Much easier, small, compact, keeps everything in. Well, I knew I'd forget something, but just as I was packing up, I noticed that my little bundle of rags was off to the side. But anyways, keep an assortment of rags too in the kit. Well, I was just getting everything cleaned up here, and I completely forgot to mention the one tool that I hope all you guys carry on you anytime you leave the house is a good multi-tool. This one is on me 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I bring it to work, everything. This one is the Leatherman Sidekick. This one I have on my side in my pocket there every day, so that's good. And I also have another Leatherman. This one here is the Leatherman Wave. This one I just leave right in my storage box on the ATV. And I mean, obviously, I don't need to explain all the different tools that that a multi-tool has, but they have everything you'd need. It's my favorite thing to bring for sure, so that'd be my #1 thing to say, is bring a multi-tool. Well, I think I timed that one pretty much perfect. One beer, shorter video, but that's a quick look at my essential tool kit, the tools that I bring on the trail with me every time I go out, or especially on longer trips. I'll bring a pretty good assortment of tools in case other bikes break down, because we all know Yamaha, Honda doesn't break down, right? Kidding, just joking. But yeah, it's always good to have these tools. You may not need them to fix your machine. You might need them to set up a shelter somewhere, so if you had to stay the night in the woods. But yeah, that's a quick look at my my toolkit. I hope you guys liked it. Of course, it is limited to how much space you have. If you have a side-by-side, you have quite a bit more space. When I get a side-by-side, or if I end up getting one, I'll probably end up getting a full ratchet set to put in just in one case, and I'll leave that in the machine all the time. This, with the Grizzly ATV, doesn't have quite as much storage, so I have to kind of pick and choose and to decide what I want to bring. So yeah, if you guys have any ideas or any options of something that I should bring, or something I completely missed, I'm sure there's something that I just forgot about, but yeah, let me know down in the comments. Also, if you're new to the channel, consider subscribing. It really helps out my channel. It's growing, but we could grow faster if you guys hit that subscribe button. So yeah, I appreciate that. And if you liked the video, drop me a comment down below. Hit the thumbs up. If you didn't like the video, let me know down below, and I'll respond to all the messages. So anyways, I appreciate the support, guys, really do. Thanks for everything, and I will see you guys on the next video. Cheers.